The anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Berlin police fatally shot the suspected attacker after a deadly Christopher Street Day Pride attack. One person died, 29 were injured, and authorities are investigating the incident as terrorism.
Pete Buttigieg leads potential Democratic 2028 presidential contenders with 19% support. The data is revealed in a new Emerson poll.
Tears, hugs, and community love. I'm taking you inside AQUAPLEX's emotional last show.
Whoopi Goldberg defended Elliot Page's casting in the Odyssey, dismissing conservative criticism and urging detractors not to watch. Despite backlash, Page's performance earned praise as the film became a global box office success.
Florida's Clay County considered closing school libraries, removing fiction, and using AI to manage hundreds of book challenges filed under Florida law.
All this important LGBTQ plus news and more this evening on Queer News Tonight. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ daily news television show, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified the Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have reached over 12 million views. We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in our rainbow family. There is no other news program in the LGBTQ plus world like Queer News Tonight.
That's right, John. It is Monday, July 27th. We are literally live and out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we will tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show. Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NPR, but created for the LGBTQ community. Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our community. We want to inform and educate on the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our diverse community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots, Happening Out, South Florida.
This year, our magazine celebrates 41 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight celebrates our 5th anniversary with more than 14,000 LGBTQ plus stories told. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ plus events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fete, which is coming up here in just a couple of weeks. Our magazine, events, television, news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
This year, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this table and share their voices as our anchors. Together, we host this show to support the LGBTQ community. Let's meet this evening's anchors on Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Dino Mosquera. He joined the Miami Gay and Lesbian Film Festival in the late 1900s and now serves on the OUTshine Film Festival's board of directors. Dino, OUTshine's Cocktails and Cinema, presents On the Sea in South Beach on July 28th. Tell us what's happening out.
Yes, exactly right. Kick off the summer with Cocktails and Cinema presented by the OUTshine LGBTQ Plus Film Festival on Tuesday, July 28th at 7 p.m. tomorrow at O Cinema South Beach. The evening features the screening of On the Sea, an emotional drama following a married Welsh mussel farmer whose unexpected connection with a young deckhand forces him to confront love, identity, and the life he has built. After the film, guests who are 21 and up are invited to enjoy complimentary Tito's Handmade vodka cocktails and mingle in Wanderlust located next door. Tuesday is also karaoke night there. Tickets are available at OUTshinefilm.com. So this is a great event. I seen the movie. We had it at the film festival in this last edition in the spring. So we are starting, our monthly events, Cocktails and Cinema, leading to our next edition of the film festival, which starts October 15. So we're gonna have a monthly event from here until then to present, to promote the festival and to invite the community, here in Miami and Fort Lauderdale at the old cinema, at the Gateway and different theaters, so that people can familiarize with the film festival and hopefully, join us for the main event, which is again October 15th to the 25th here in both Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So this is a great opportunity. Check out the tickets at the OUTshinefilm.com and hopefully come and join us in South Beach. Not that you come to South Beach, but hey.
Well, we get down there once in a while.
Yeah, not this one here.
But that's why we love that it's in both cities, right?
Yeah.
I do want to see this film because there's three things I love: Welsh,
Yeah.
mussels, and being harvested by Welsh mussel farmers.
Yeah, and the guys are so hot. I think they do need subtitles, and I think they do have subtitles in the film because their accent is.
I'm not really listening to what.
But it's so well made. It's a great film, actually. You'll love it. So I hope you can come and join.
It does sound great. Well, Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at OUTshine's Cocktails and Cinema on July 28th. Let's welcome anchor John Hayden, a journalist for 31 years. He now focuses on hyper-local reporting covering LGBTQ plus issues, Wilton Manors, Lauderdale by the Sea, Fort Lauderdale, and Oakland Park. You can see all of his reports at Greater Wilton Manors on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome to the show, John.
Oh, Edward, thank you so much. It is great to be here. It was a busy weekend.
Yeah.
It was a busy weekend. I met some friends out, poked around a little bit, got some interesting scoops that I'll be bringing to you over the next week or so. Lots going on for the slow season. It's also rainy season. We had to delay recording today because I think we were all a little drenched from the walk from the car in the parking lot to the front door. But glad to be here. Love sitting at the table with you guys. So yay. And, of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, my good friend, Edward Otto Zielke, an accomplished brand influencer and marketing leader with a dynamic background in financial services and travel marketing. But he doesn't need me to sing his praises. He's got a whole chorus to do that for me.
About 200 of them.
Edward serves as Director of Marketing and Sponsorship for the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida. He also serves on the Gala Chorus's Communications Committee. Edward, the chorus is bringing Beach Blanket Bingo Sing-Along to Hunter's Nightclub on August 8th. Okay, so it's already in my calendar, and I don't even know what it's about. Tell me.
Well, it's already season 17. We've already just started getting out all these events. So celebrate the end of summer with the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida at the End of Summer Community Sing-Along Beach Blanket Bingo on Saturday, August 8th at Hunter's Nightclub. Doors open at 2:30 p.m. with DJ Richie Rich spinning beach party favorites from 3 to 5 p.m., followed by an interactive human bingo experience and community sing-along. Sponsored by Hunter's Nightclub and Flockfest, the event promises music, games, and plenty of summer fun. Guests also are encouraged to save the date for GMCSS's karaoke takeover on September 8th at 8 p.m., also at Hunter's. Yeah, so this is, we're just starting with season 17, and we've got, already, we're starting to do with our local fundraisers. The community sing-alongs always do such great, everybody gets together and sings along. So we have a new VP of Outreach that's tried to do a little spin on it and wants to bring a little beach blanket 1960s feel bingo type of a life-size interactive bingo. I'm really intrigued by this.
What is human?
I don't know much about it yet myself, but it's going to be, from what I'm understanding, is that it's just going to be human bingo. People will be standing on the bingo spots, and I guess we're just playing bingo.
Well, if it's human and interactive and bingo, I call dibs on 069.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at GMCSF's Beach Blanket Bingo August 8th.
I'm Edward Otto Zielke, and let's queer up the world view. Police kill suspect in deadly Berlin Pride van attack after 24-hour manhunt. Berlin police have identified 21-year-old Abdul Ballout as the main suspect in the deadly van attack during city's Christopher Street Day, or CSD, Pride celebrations. Authorities say Ballout was shot and killed Sunday after he allegedly charged officers with a bladed weapon during an attempted arrest. Police said the suspect was located in Berlin's Spandau district after a nearly 24-hour manhunt. In a statement, authorities said, quote, around 6 p.m., the suspect involved in the attack and Tiergarten was located at an allotment garden complex in Spandau. According to initial findings, he ran towards officers while armed with a bladed weapon. Police subsequently opened fire. Despite immediate resuscitation efforts by the Berlin Fire Department, he died at the scene, end quote. The attack happened Saturday night when a van drove into crowds gathering near the Brandenburg Gate during the closing events of Berlin Pride. One person was killed and 29 others were injured. Investigators saying it appears to be an Islamist terror attack. Police said Ballout is a German citizen with Lebanese roots and had previously made unsuccessful attempts to join the so-called Islamic State group. Well, this is always something really terrifying. You know, you're at an event, especially when you're trying to celebrate Pride, and something like this happens. And then you have to start wondering, and you've got a lot of questions in terms of like, you know, who is this person and what do they represent? And you know, when you hear scary things like terrorism and stuff, and it's just horrible. I mean, I empathize so much with everybody, the person that was killed and the people that were hurt. It was just sounds absolutely horrible.
You know what surprises me the most is that the German police knew of this individual. They had been following him, and they had visited him. They had, I don't know how many chances they were giving to this guy. They were trying a program to radicalize the guy because he had been to Syria to explore the possibility of joining the Islamic State and ISIS. And so he was under the radar. And just recently they visited him, but he was never arrested. He was like never stopped. And, you know, another opportunity went by. And this is not the first time somebody runs in Berlin on a crowd. It happened on a Christmas market a few years ago, same thing. So it's not like this is never happening. I mean, you would think a country like Germany, and with the highest number also of, you know, refugees from all over the world. I mean, not that I'm equating this to be just a refugee. This is a particular case, okay? But that they should be more aware and more prepared and more alerted of what may have happened if they don't act on. And unfortunately, this is the consequence. You know, we're celebrating. We're out there to just celebrate being us, not, you know, the opportunity to be us, the freedom and the right to be us, like everybody else and somebody else that doesn't agree with the way of living in a developed society and a free world has to, you know, ruin it for all of us. Right. So,
yeah. You know, this is terrible, and I feel bad for the people involved in this, but this incident is just a part of a larger problem.
Of course.
You know, and it's not just Islam, by the way. You know, yes, he's going to be hailed as a martyr in several countries, I would assume, around the Mideast. But let's be honest. If he were Christian and doing this in America or anywhere, there are people in our government that would be like, not you know,
a big deal, right?
Not a big deal. Just a bunch of faggots. That's how they feel. So the goal for us should be to not only, yes, absolutely stop this, but also to start pulling this out at the root, where hate speech is spread in so-called churches and schools. Because remember, the Middle East isn't the only place with religious schools. You know, the Christian conservatives, white nationalists like to say, oh, the madrasas and stuff like that. Madrasa just means school, bitch. And we have plenty of them here in America that are teaching hate, that are spreading lies. So while this is terrible, it should serve as a reminder that the problem is huge around the world.
Yes, and it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm Dino Mosquera, and let's square up the USA view. Pete Buttigieg leads 2028 Democratic primary field in new Emerson College poll. According to a new Emerson College poll released, former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is leading the field of potential Democratic presidential candidates for 2028. The survey, conducted from July 19th through July 20th, found that 19% of likely Democratic voters support Buttigieg as the party's presidential nominee. California Governor Gavin Newsom followed with 17%, while Senator Jon Ossoff of Georgia and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York tied at 13. Former Vice President Kamala Harris, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro each received between 5% and 8%. On the Republican side, the poll showed a virtual tie between Vice President J.D. Vance at 39% and Secretary of State Marco Rubio at 38%, a significant shift from last August when Vance held a wide lead. The Emerson poll also found that a generic Democratic candidate currently leads a generic Republican by 11 points, the largest advantage recorded in the survey over the past 2 years. Buttigieg has continued to fuel speculation about a 2028 campaign. Asked in Iowa whether he was ruling out a presidential run, he replied, "Nope." Good for him. I think that I know, a lot of people are gonna be like, oh my God, we're not ready for a gay man to be, a president of this country. But Pete Buttigieg has shown over and over again that he is not only qualified, he's extremely qualified. He's completely sound, smart, deliver. The guy could not be better, honestly. And but again, we are in a very particular time, and given the Donald Trump effect and the extreme right, this is gonna, I think, be a test to the Democratic Party when the so-called the socialist Democrats, the more left part of the party is gonna be confronted by the more center part of the left part of the party, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Buttigieg and Gavin Newsom against Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders of the party, and the Zohran Mamdani effect that is going to play a big role in this cycle, in my opinion, something that we didn't have last time. Zohran Mamdani has become a powerful voice in the Democratic Party, and he is proving to be a very strong, mover and shaker in the party, which I think is fantastic. I'm very supportive of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as well, but I think that a guy like, all of them, to be honest with you, we have so many good opportunities here to have a sound candidate against something like, J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio. So, but this is going to be a real test, and I think this is surprising people that we're giving Gavin Newsom basically the crown already. So this is still up for grabs. So let's see how that plans out.
Well, this poll is terrible news for Pete Buttigieg. Just terrible. The person, we haven't even had the midterms yet. The person leading at this point in a presidential cycle is doomed. They rarely win the nomination, and then they don't go on to win the presidential election. I think at this time in 2006, nobody really knew who Barack Obama was. He had yet to emerge himself. Hillary Clinton was the leader at this point in 2016, but she didn't win the election.
No.
Her candidacy fell short. So these polls are nice. They're a nice little way to put your finger in the air and see where the wind's blowing, but
it gets people talking.
It gets us talking. It's filling time. We're talking about it, right?
Exactly, because I look at these names like Alexandria and Kamala Harris is in there, and Andy Bashir and stuff. It's like there's so many good qualities from all of them, and that would be excellent leaders. But as a Democratic Party, I think we have to rethink what we're doing in strategy and stuff. So I think we have to look into the new leaders, maybe younger leaders that are tapping into this. Who is the Senator John Ossoff of Georgia? Yeah, I mean, there's another one that's just coming up too. So I think we're onto something with this.
Wes Moore, another one from Maryland. I mean, let's not forget that wasn't Pete Buttigieg leading the polls when they went into Iowa, the last primary for the Democratic Party. He was the first one.
Yeah.
He was the one that first, the one, and then he dropped out after South Carolina, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So again, like you said, it's probably.
And the fact that he's in Iowa, you don't even need to ask him if he's considering a presidential run. He's in Iowa. No one voluntarily goes to Iowa. The butter cow is not that awesome.
I mean, could you imagine having our first LGBTQ plus president at this point? It would just be magical.
Hey everyone, I'm John Hayden, and let's queer up gay culture. The BIRDCAGE in Key West and AQUAPLEX in Oakland Park held their final shows over the weekend. There are plenty of recriminations to come on why these legacy venues are gone. But today, we focus on the performers and staff who gave their emotional goodbyes.
Hey everyone, John Hayden outside the now closed AQUAPLEX in Oakland Park. Today was the last dance, and there was not a stiff upper lip to be found.
Everyone get their flowers, from the kitchen staff to the DJ and more. While the cast's trademark energy was still in full effect, the fact that this legacy drag venue was closing after nearly 19 years hung over the stage. The newest performers went first, and the veteran queens closed out the show. By the end of her final number here, Velvet Lenore was visibly shook by the moment.
Original cast member. I don't exist because of me. I exist because of you. Cheers, everybody.
Later, longtime Sunday brunch hostess Nicolette was in tears. Tears of sadness for the end of this chapter. Tears of joy from all the love surrounding her. She also made a big announcement.
This place has meant so much to me that I'm going to leave this number here. So, ladies and gentlemen, my last time.
She's retiring her powerful closing number, Man in the Mirror.
We all wanted to show you who we truly are. The makeup, the lashes, the wigs doesn't define us. It's who we are as people.
And as the inevitable moment came, each performer came out for a goodbye and a trademark thank you.
This job was more than just getting up and doing a little performance. This job was family. This place is a cultural institution for nearly 19 years as Lips and AQUAPLEX. This is a loss for the community. And tonight, all our hearts go out for the girls, the staff members, 34 in all. In Oakland Park, I'm John Hayden.
You know, I started to tear up a little bit when I was shooting Velvet's last song there, and I started to like well up a little bit. And then when Nicolette was right by my table, and I could just see the emotion on their faces, and that was not just those two. I mean, it was everybody who performed. But so now I have my AQUAPLEX champagne glass to remember it by. And I just want to say thank you for 19 years to all the staff and the performers that have just lit up that stage, brought birthdays to life, brought bachelorette parties to life, just gave you a fun evening. If you needed a random Wednesday out, you could go to Lips and you would be feeling, or it was Lips before AQUAPLEX. You could go there and just feel better. And so the fact that this is gone is criminal. It's terrible.
I was really hoping that somebody would come in like these other owners came in a couple of years ago, and somebody would come and purchase it. Hopefully somebody that has a lot more sense in terms of business, type of thing. But yeah, I'm really sad, and I'm really taken back because, this is like an icon, in our city, the Lips, formerly as Lips, and then became AQUAPLEX. I mean, all the drag queens would perform there. We've had RuPaul's Drag Race queens, be on that stage too. So for this to just go away, and it's just, it hurts our community more than anything. I'm hoping that maybe some of the other bars and some of the other locations will pick up some of these queens, and we'll definitely keep them in as like hosts and stuff. We have a lot of local, bars that could definitely use their talents. So hopefully they're going to tap into that.
They employ a lot of people that, otherwise, some of them hopefully will be able to find, gigs somewhere else. But yeah, this is an employment for a lot of people that need it. And this particular time is very significant. But I can't help but, I don't know, just give me like reminiscence of what Miami Beach has gone through in the past. And I don't know if this is now, happening in Wilton Manors, and if we, are doomed to go through another wave of, high, rents in a city where, business cannot afford to pay, and keep the place open. So I hope I'm wrong. But I'm we went through this in Miami Beach, and things evolve, and then they move to other parts of the city. But it's like we move in, we improve the neighborhood, we gentrify, we make it better, and then prices go up, and then we can't afford it anymore, and then we have to this thing happens.
A couple things. One, shout out to the girls and the staff at BIRDCAGE. I wasn't able to go to Key West. Their final show was on Friday. So best of luck down there in the Conch Republic. Yes, everything you said is true, Dino, but I really believe that it wasn't for lack of support that closed these businesses and AQUAPLEX in Key West 2 weeks prior. Tomorrow on this show, I'm going to take a look at Johnson's struggles. They're owned by the same Pride Holdings group, the same group. And then on Wednesday, I plan to look at how we got to this situation going forward, but there are so many new things that are coming up almost every day that I can't promise that. But I'm following this. I'm going to be following this for weeks, months, maybe years.
This will be ongoing for quite a few weeks, like you said, too. So I'd be very interested to see, what the outcome is and what we're saying for ourselves at that point.
Yeah.
I'm Edward Otto Zielke, and let's queer up entertainment. Whoopi Goldberg defends Elliot Page's The Odyssey casting amid right-wing backlash. During a recent episode of The View, Whoopi Goldberg responded after co-hosts played a clip of conservative commentator Ben Shapiro criticizing Page's casting in Christopher Nolan's action epic, The Odyssey. Goldberg said, quote, "A lot of conservatives who see this are going to feel the same way. That's okay. But I don't understand. Why go see the movie? If you don't want to see it, don't go see it. Why do you care who's cast in it? We'll be okay if you don't go see it," end quote. Shapiro and Elon Musk both criticized Page's casting, although Musk incorrectly referenced the actor portraying Achilles. Page actually plays Sinon, a Greek soldier associated with the Trojan War. Despite appearing on screen for only a few minutes, Page's performance has earned praise from critics. As of July 27th, The Odyssey has earned more than $639 million worldwide and holds a 94% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, this is definitely something I'm going to definitely want to see myself. This is definitely, I think that we could all, I'm sorry, I'm getting a brain freeze at the moment. But, you know, I think that we could definitely.
But this is so ridiculous. This is the cultural war that this, you know, Trump era and the Elon Musk and all his minions are like, you know, leading around the world. This is stupid. This is the most stupid thing that I heard. It's like we have no problem, you know, whitewashing Christ in the Passion of the Christ. I mean, he was from the Middle East, and in every movie you see, Jesus Christ is white. He wasn't white. We had no problem with him being white and all the apostles and everybody being white. It's been like that all over forever. We had no problem.
Jesus was 6'4" in Scandinavia.
Yes,
okay,
apparently with blue eyes and golden locks and all that. No, he wasn't, people. He was not. We have no issue with that. But the moment they put Lupita Nyong'o and Elliot Page in the Odyssey, oh my God, big deal. I mean, come on, we have so many other things to worry about in this world.
An actor, yes, and an actor is an actor. And if you're going to sit there and worry about what part they're playing and how it's represented, I mean, you're not really watching it for the artistry of it, right?
Okay, so first off, most of these people who are complaining have not seen the movie. Right. I know a lot of people have because it's $640 million. But most of these people haven't seen the movie, and they're not going to go see the movie. That's just that. Second of all, it's fiction. Yeah. It didn't actually happen. So, Lupita's character, her fictional character from back in the day in the BCs, guess what? Could have been any color. There was a good chance she could have been black because, you know, Mediterranean.
Right. Middle Eastern, Phoenician people.
And why are we listening to Ben Shapiro?
Right.
Fuck Ben Shapiro. Seriously, he needs to go visit Charlie.
Seriously.
I'm Dino Mosquera, and let's square up South Florida and Florida. Florida book ban dispute leads district to consider closing school libraries. Florida school book ban debate is intensifying after officials in Clay County discuss drastic measures to manage hundreds of books challenges under the state's library law. During last month's school board workshop, district leaders considered what they describe as nuclear options, including closing high school libraries or removing all fiction titles while books are reviewed for content. Chief Academic Officer Roger Daly told board members, quote, "There doesn't seem to be an effective moderate option. The options on the table are kind of nuclear options like close the library, take all the fiction books out, just leave the nonfiction. Things that would, to people who aren't abreast of this, will be shocking to them," end of quote. Officials also discussed removing books before review, banning authors with multiple removed titles, and using artificial intelligence to help screen library collections. The discussion follows as Florida law, which allows any county resident to challenge books in school libraries. In Clay County, one person filed more than 400 challenges, leading to the removal of 287 books in a single school year, including The Handmaid's Tale, The Slaughterhouse-Five, and The Color Purple. Although part of the law was ruled unconstitutional by a federal judge in 2025, the ruling is under appeal and the law remains in effect. Another page on the craziness of the Trump era. I mean, these are the same people that were, you know, complaining during the vaccine mandate during the COVID pandemic that they should have the freedom to take the vaccine or not. That why is the government imposing on them the vaccine when this is on the good of the community? But the same people are telling us that we should go and scrutinize every book that doesn't meet their extreme ideological agenda. This is ridiculous in an era where we have, a measles epidemic. We have people dying of diseases that were considered eradicated in this country. We are spending our money and our time in basically going through books and giving opportunities to people in the community that have nothing else to do than read books to find, who's falling in love with, if the kid has two daddies or two mommies, or, blacks are being, revisited or defended in history. This is ridiculous. I mean, this is an embarrassment for this country. We are looking like a joke to the rest of the world. It's just ridiculous.
It's an embarrassment for this state. I mean, can you imagine being so outraged in a library that you don't like certain books and then that you're just going to go do everything you possibly can to ban them? I mean, it's so ridiculous. The library is supposed to go where you learn about different ideas and different cultures and things like that. And automatically, you're starting to see, stuff going on in our state that's absolutely horrendous with this.
Yeah, but you got to remember, there's a good section of the state, the people that rule this state. This isn't an embarrassment. This is an accomplishment. This is a Republican wet dream come true. The fascists want to take everything out of schools, have a very narrow focus, because if we start to broaden our view, we start to broaden our viewpoints. Won't have any bit of that. This is disgusting. But if we're going to take out all fiction, we also have to take out the Bible, because that's about as real as a unicorn. Maybe it was real at one time, but I haven't seen any proof.
That's LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up entertainment. Real Housewives of New York newcomer Hailey Glassman reveals she's in a Lavender marriage. The franchise is adding new LGBTQ plus representation as season 16 introduces cast member Hailey Glassman, who revealed she is in what is described as a Lavender marriage. In the newly released trailer, Glassman says, quote, "I'm in a Lavender marriage. I sleep with women intimately as well," end quote. It remains unclear whether Glassman is the only queer person in her marriage, and she has not publicly identified her husband. Glassman joins fellow newcomers Erica Hammond and Daisy Toy. The Real Housewives of New York season 16 premieres on Bravo on September 8th. Well, I'm happy to see that we're breaking even through to the Real Housewives. It's not something that I'm always watching on my speed dial, but you know what? I'm thinking maybe I need to tune into this one.
Yeah, Andy Cohen always knows how to make drama and cast people to get the right storylines. Perhaps we'll find out who her husband is this season. Stay tuned. I was reading this story and I was like, oh, the name sounds so familiar. Then I remembered all the way back in my early Deco Drive days, right?
Oh.
Hailey, for this part, by the way, she also said she's in an unconventional marriage of convenience. So that'll be interesting to find out what that means. But back in the day, I think it was like 2009, she dated John Gosselin after doing some PR for the family, I believe. She was dating John Gosselin and said to TV Guide, "I'm not a fame whore." So joining Real Housewives certainly tracks.
Certainly does.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up sports. LGBTQ plus athletes compete for gold at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. The 2026 Commonwealth Games are underway in Glasgow, Scotland, bringing together athletes from across the British Commonwealth through August 2nd. This year's event features 10 sports. Several openly LGBTQ plus athletes are representing their countries, including Australia basketball players Amy Atwell and Marina Whittle, Canadian middle and long distance runner Gabriella Debussy-Stafford, British 400-meter hurdler Seamus Derbyshire, Scottish wheelchair basketball player Robin Love, Welsh track cyclist Laurie Thomas, and Northern Ireland's featherweight boxer Michaela Walsh. We wish them all the best. I think it's great that the empire is pushing this to the old colonies, and that we are making this a norm. not the exception, that we are here, we're competing. We just had the gay games, by the way. My team, actually my swimming team just attended. We did fantastic in the games. It happened in Valencia. In Valencia, Spain. And, this is happening. People, we are in 2026. Either you like it or not, we play sports. We're going to compete. You won't erase us. So good for the Commonwealth for having this and, celebrating also gay athletes. So I think it's fantastic. So
go for the gold, bitches.
That's right.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. Rosie O'Donnell says 2-decade feud with Donald Trump left her with PTSD. Girl, I feel ya. In an interview with People, the comedian said, quote, "It's like a post-traumatic stress disorder for me. 20 years of him using me as a punchline," end quote. The feud began way back in 2006 after O'Donnell criticized Trump on The View. It continued through the years, including Trump's recent threats to revoke her U.S. citizenship. O'Donnell, who moved to Ireland last year, said the relocation has helped her heal. Now she's back in New York for the summer and starring in her one-woman show, Common Knowledge. Plus, she's set to guest host Jimmy Kimmel Live starting August 17th. I love Rosie. I've followed her career when she was doing stand-up in the late 80s, early 90s, when she had the Rosie O'Donnell show, when she was on View. I do. I love her. She's been such an outspoken advocate for our community, even when some of our own community turned our backs on her. I mean, we should be ashamed of ourselves. God bless you, Rosie, and I can't wait to watch Jimmy Kimmel Live with her as the guest host.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely somebody that's just very outspoken about, how she feels about the way this country is being run. And, I think we all got a little bit of PTSD from the years that we've had Trump here in office and just wearing down, all of the stupid things that he was saying about her is just awful. So, yeah, I could just imagine how that must be. But I'm so glad she's coming back into the spotlight and that she's reclaiming her voice. So congrats.
I think I'm sensing a good moment for Rosie O'Donnell to come back to TV the last 2 years of this Trump administration and do like a Jon Stewart kind of one night a week, with Jimmy Kimmel. They both can get under Donald Trump's skin so good.
Yes.
So I think it's a perfect moment for her to come back. I know I think she's living in Ireland at the moment, and
she's back for the summer.
She's back for the summer here, but she left the U.S. But I think she may rethink this after, sitting for Jimmy Kimmel. She's fantastic. She's very, controversial. And that's what we need right now. We need to get under his skin and not let him get away with the shit that he does all the time. So
it's easy to get under his skin because he's so old. Right under there.
LGBTQ 1 minute news. Let's queer up the world view. London Trans Plus Pride draws record number of marchers. It's estimated 150,000 people marched through central London on Saturday, making it what organizers described as the world's largest Trans Plus Pride event. Marchers called for stronger protections for transgender people and protested recent changes affecting trans rights in the UK. The march began near the BBC headquarters and concluded at Trafalgar Square, where speakers celebrated the trans community and urged political figures to act. Founding member Louis G. Burton said the record turnout sent a clear message. Every single person who marched today is proof that we are not going anywhere, end quote. Well, that's truly inspiring. I'm hoping that maybe, within our trans prides, I think we had one in May or something like that in DC, but I'm hoping that it will draw even more numbers when we do it this year too. We definitely need to stand behind all of our trans brothers and sisters.
This is needed more now than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing what the impact on American politics have around the world, and things that were not even, raising an eyebrow before. Now with, the Donald Trump and Elon Musk and J.D. Vance of the world are starting to be controversial in countries where this was not a problem, like in Western Europe, where, a lot of these things have been already, approve and taken for granted. And now we are going into, I mean, things are changing in the UK for trans people, and even in places like in the Netherlands and Sweden and countries that you traditionally consider, you know, champions of, you know, equal rights and rights for the LGBT community. We have currently, you know, the new wave of extreme right, you know, challenging their rights. So I think this is a great effort, and I applaud them for it.
It's been clear for a long time that the wrong side won the American Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Cynthia Nixon to officiate massive lesbian wedding ceremony at St. Petersburg Pride. The Sex and the City alum and LGBTQ plus activist Cynthia Nixon will officiate what organizers are calling the world's largest all-girl wedding and renewal ceremony during the St. Pete Pride next February. Known as Bride Pride, the event invites hundreds of women to exchange or renew their vows in what organizers hope could become a Guinness World Records milestone. Bride Pride began in Provincetown, Massachusetts, after a local couple invited other women to join their vow renewal during Women's Week, creating a tradition that has continued to grow. If 100 couples participate, organizers say the ceremony could set a Guinness World Records milestone. I mean, I'm not surprised. Cynthia Nixon is just a champion. She's always been, she's putting her money where her mouth is, and she is somebody that I admire tremendously. I remember she came during, I think it was during the second Obama election, to the palace in South Beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to basically, you know, get out and vote campaign. And I was so impressed. She talked to the crowd there in South Beach, and she's always been very invested in that. Didn't matter what would cost or what for her in her career. She's been a true champion for our community. So always been so.
Yeah, she has 0 F's to give, and I love her.
That's true.
Yeah.
These are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. Our anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ plus family.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Don't forget to join the conversation on our favorite streaming platform. Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world telling these types of LGBTQ plus stories. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and of course, Queer News Tonight.
And I'm your anchor, Edward Otto Zielke, and I thank you for joining us on behalf of my fellow LGBTQ plus anchors here at Queer News Tonight, Dino Mosquera and John Hayden. We'll see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you a good night.
Good night.
Good night.